We are so excited and so thankful that you have joined us here today as we dig in and as we talk about how our faith uh, and our trauma intersect, how our faith and our trauma intersect. We are so excited to have our special guest who I am um, so excited to introduce in this virtual space, guys. Y'all have no idea the type of resiliency, the type of power that is packed behind this woman on
I'm
today.
Terri Okumankama.
Okumankama.
Yes, and better known as the Queen Mother.
Come
Queen
on, Queen Mother.
Mother, that's right. My husband is going to be a chief soon, and when he becomes a chief, then I will become the Queen Mother
Mm.
in Ghana because my husband's from Ghana. So that's where that's coming from. So I have all this power already that I didn't even know. So I believe that God is setting me up for better and greater. I truly believe that.
Amen. Now I know you have me intrigued. I know you have the people intrigued. You said that your husband is set to become a chief. Now, I'm not going to take it for granted that all of us know, because see, I know what I know and I know what I don't know.
Mhm.
Can you just share with us, for those of us that don't know, what that means? Like, what does that embody? What does that mean? What does that look like? What does that say for you? What does that say for him? Come on, talk to us.
Well, actually, right now he's from Ghana. Um, he has been chosen because he had an uncle who passed away, and he has been chosen to.
Whoops, I think we lost you. Hold on, we lost your audio. We lost your audio. We cannot lose the audio on Queen Mother. Come on, there you go. There you go.
All
Come on,
right.
Queen Mother. Come on, Queen Mother.
So he has an uncle that passed away, and they have nominated him to become the chief. Um, he has been groomed since he was a child, and so we're very excited about it. We have not had his, we have to go through the ordinance. I always get that word mixed up.
Like the
Um,
ordination.
yes, we're going to do that, and we're going to
Okay.
be dressed, and we're going to have jewelry on, and we're going to do the traditional dances, and it should be a really nice affair. We are going in June of this year, 2025. So I'm hoping that we will be able to start that off so he can become a chief. He can still live here um, and still do his work there. So that's
Okay. Okay.
to do. Yeah, he might have to go back home a little bit more, but we are ready for him to take over that. It's going to be a wonderful process for him, and I know he will do a great job.
Come on now. Like that, I just really got excited. What I heard you say is go ahead on and make sure I got my passport, make sure I get my ticket, make sure that
Exactly.
I'm there for the affair because it is a clergy event and
Yeah,
we outside doing ministry from literally from coast to coast, from the street to the pulpit, from the village to the people, right? Like,
right. That's right. It's going to be in Kamasi because that's where his family is from. It is a village, and I have not been there yet, and they have given us another home because he's going to be the chief. So we have a home in Accra, which is the capital, and then we will have a home in Kumasi.
ah. It looks good on you too. It looks good
Right.
on you. And we joke and we celebrate in this moment. We joke and we celebrate. But in all honesty and all truth, this is indeed a time of celebration
Yeah.
because those of us that are descendants of the African diaspora, um, the African experience and Africanisms. This is a celebration. I know from my perspective, in a lot of ways, because this is kind of almost like a restoration, if you will.
Yes.
Uh, and like when I think about so again, like I told y'all, this Aunt Terry to me. So this is family. But what it also reminds me of is the opportunity that we get to have in such a sacred moment, in a sacred space, not just to be restored as African Americans back to our African roots, but to use this opportunity that you're involved in to teach our children, our grandchildren, our nieces, and our nephews where they come from and that royalty is a part of the bloodline.
Yes, 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 yes. And yes, truly, because my husband's name is Nana, and that's a royal name, actually. And
Nana.
that's right, Nana. It's a royal name, so he came from royalty. So that's a blessing. So this is my third marriage, and God gave me the royal man the last time, and but the third time, so I'm just blessed, truly blessed, truly blessed.
The Lord shows up and shows out in threes.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
you know, folks can say what they want and say what they don't, but God has a way of working in our lives and has a way of showing up and showing out. I know during the Advent season, we talked about unexpected people, unexpected places, and unexpected things, and just knowing you and just hearing even just the snippet that you shared just now is a part of that unexpected testimony.
It's
That's
true.
just like, don't sleep on God because God will restore you.
That is true because I wouldn't have never known that I would be married again.
Yeah.
I always said, I'm not going to get married again, but God saw something different. And I truly believe in my heart that God had a plan. And God knew that my youngest son was going back home to him.
Mm.
And I didn't understand why. I was like, why is all this happening so fast? I met this man, a wonderful man, and marriage and all of that. I didn't understand until later, until I lost, my son Leicester. Then I was thinking God brought somebody to help me through because he knew what was going to happen next. And it's hard to get over loss all by yourself. It's easier when you have someone strong and that can help you, which is your husband or whoever. But it has to be someone strong, and I just thank God that He sent him my way, and I had my eyes open, and I accepted what God had given me. I don't think I could have gone through this without him. I really don't.
Wow, like you just said so much. You just gave the people so much. And if you know, you know, if you don't, you don't.
Mhm.
Thankfully, I'm on the side of knowing, but for all of our viewers, for all of the people that are connecting with us now, and that will connect with us in the future, I just want to go back and just highlight a couple of points that you made. One of the things that you shared, that you stated previously, was that this partner, your husband, your spouse, God knew exactly what you needed for the season and what you were embarking upon, particularly for your youngest child um, who would be returned to God. I mean, that's just so full in so many senses. Can you share kind of a little bit, as much as this or as little as you will, about what you mean by that? Like, was this a situation where, so you said youngest, so that implies that you have more than one. So if you will share with the people about your how many children you have, and so forth.
Yeah,
And as well, if you will, just share a little bit more about what you mean about being reconnected or restored back to God. Does that mean like baptized? Like, what does that mean?
yeah. Well, I have three. Um, Daughter, she is the youngest, and two boys, Dante and Leicester. They were 11 months apart, so they was very much like twins. Um, Leicester passed away at age 31, 2015. He died in his sleep. So, uh, that was something that shook the whole family. Um, and it just broke me down to even know that this has happened, and I didn't have he wasn't sick. It just happened, so I was not prepared. My whole family was not prepared. But God knew. He already had his plans. And I really believe that's how my husband came into play, because I met him a year before this happened. And I just think back to things that my son was telling me prior to him passing. I really believe he was trying to prepare me because of the things he was telling me. But I really did not want to listen, because you don't want to listen to your children say, I want to be buried here. I want you to get things straight. I want you to get things in order. We had those type of conversations, and I didn't want to hear it, and I didn't even know why he was talking that way. But after things happened the way it did, then you have time to sit there and you marinate on what he said, where he wanted to be buried. He even had a discussion with my husband, giving him the approval to marry me. Because my son, he always thought he was my dad instead of my son. So, he gave me and my husband a hard time in the beginning, uh about getting married, because he just wanted to make sure his mom was good. He was very protective. But I feel good that he had that private conversation with my husband, and he gave his approval. And 2 weeks later, he was gone.
Wow.
So that was a big shock. But I know God, he doesn't make any mistakes. So, you have to um, deal with what God has given us, but um, you have to learn how to cope. But it's one thing that I never did. I never got mad at God, thank goodness, because it's not his fault. It was just his plan. And I know that our children are just borrowed to us.
Yeah.
They belong to God. And the more you realize that, the better you can start coping. And you just can't feel sorry for yourself. It's not me, 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 me. It's this is God plan. He's in a better place.
Mhm.
Because this world that we living in now, Lord have mercy. And I truly feel that he's in a better place. And he's when he passed away, maybe 2 or 3 months later, it was just brought to my mind that God is taking all of his good people early, and he's building an army.
Mm.
And that's another way that I'm coping. You know how you just be thinking about reasons. Oh, okay, why? And then I'm thinking, okay, so he's taking the people who is ready and who's righteous, you know. So that's how I'm dealing with it. I have my good days and bad days, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, yeah, wow. Like, um, so you shared with us, you shared with us, and kind of tiptoed us into this space of, inquisitiveness and wonder. Um, before we get there, before we get to some of the places that my mind is kind of going to, I want to take a moment and just ask if you can you walk us? So you shared with us that your son, your youngest son, has transitioned, and our condolences to you. Our heart is with you, your family, and those many others that are continuously impacted by such. So our condolences. Can you kind of walk us up to this day, right? Like, can you walk us up to this life of Terri? You shared that right as this, right around this time where Liesta transitioned,
Hmm.
he was kind of giving you these warning signs, right? Creating space, kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
to paint. But prior to that, can you
Mhm.
kind of walk us up to like what it looked like in a day with you as mom and him as son, and kind of some, a little bit more of those intimate spaces kind of leading up to such a tragic day.
Hmm. With Leicester, I tell you, he was you know how some people walk into a room and the whole room lights up. That's exactly how he was. Um, he was just full of love, and it's almost like if you was to meet him, you would actually always want to be around him. And I
Mm,
was just blessed with such a beautiful soul, a spirit. And I mean, he was very, he wanted to do many, many things. He was, when he passed, he was driving, he had a CDL license and he was driving one of those big trucks that the hazardous fluids or materials or whatever, the really big ones. He
yeah, I know what you mean.
knows. Yeah, he was driving.
Flags on all four corners.
Yeah, yeah, he was driving that, and he had his he wanted to get into real estate, and he had a couple of licenses, but he was doing well. He was my I mean, I was very proud of him and what he was doing. He got married to a beautiful person. I couldn't ask for a better. And he had two children. So life was going good. Life was going good. Um, but I just noticed he passed away in 2015, and I noticed that he started talking different. And when I said talking different, I truly believe that God um, let some they. I believe they have a feeling that something is going to happen because he started telling me that I've been calling a couple of my friends I haven't seen in many years. And then he started seeing people he didn't see in many years. And he just started moving different. He sold his car that he loved. They put the house up for sale. It's just different things he was doing, and he was just doing things in a different way. So that's actually a sign that has stuck with me. Um, and that's something that people need to really listen to and look at. If you have a loved one, and if they just start changing what they normally do, if they start talking about what they want when they pass, you just have to listen to it. Um, because something is going to happen. I didn't pay too close attention to it, but I felt now that he was telling me. We had a conversation about, Mom, you have a good job now. You're making really good money. He talked about his sister finishing college and she was doing well. And that's something that, we need to listen to because he was saying that for a reason. I don't know if he was trying to tell me I'm not going to be here,
Yeah.
because he was my biggest supporter, you know. He always made sure that mama had everything. So, uh, so these are the signs that we need to listen to, especially, when our children start talking. Um, it's hard, but you have to listen. I hope I answered that question. I'm not sure if I did.
No, absolutely, absolutely. What it brought me, it brought me back to I started envisioning this conversation and this learning opportunity that we can take not just from what we hear from you and your son, but what we can also take from the biblical story. Listening to you made me think about Mary and Jesus, right? It made me begin to wonder, as a woman, as I sit here in this space with you, what it might feel like as a mother for her son, subliminally or directly, to prepare her and those that he loves for his death or for his transition, if you will. Um,
Yeah.
what it exemplifies for me and reminds me of is this act of holiness that we leave out of this space. What I hear and learn from Liesta in this space is how much like Jesus took care to take care to prepare his loved ones for the
Hmm.
time of transition, making sure that when Jesus departed from us, not us in the current space, but us meaning Jesus's disciples, that Jesus's disciples as well as his mother would be taken care of. And by
Hmm.
listening to your story, what I hear you say is we saw Liesta act in a sense of holiness and
Hmm.
create a pivotal point and a learning experience for those of us young and more seasoned, the holiness of the responsibility of taking care, being cautious, and taking care that we're making sure that our family is prepared for that point of transition.
And you said it exactly the right way. Yes. You hit it right on the head. Right.
Yeah, yeah, and not only, and I just want to two plugs real quick. Um,
Hmm.
not only does that speak about, we oftentimes look at the biblical text and we talk about like how much power Mary must have had. Um,
Hmm.
we forget the Marys of today.
Yeah.
So I just want to pause for just a moment and take a couple of seconds um, of silence just to honor those Marys of today, those women that have had to walk behind their children. Um,
Hmm.
that have had to lose their babies, regardless of the cause, regardless of the situation, and just say that woman to woman, person to person, we are here with you. We stand with you in solidarity and peace and love and prayer. If you are in need of support groups, access to mental health personnel, please feel free to inbox us. We do not take this lightly, but we're going to pause just for a few moments to honor those angel babies, no matter how young or no matter how old. So, if you will, just join me in a few moments of silence. Thank you for joining us in this moment. Um, Again, my heart cannot imagine um, what such tragic events may feel like, and how you even pick up and move on, and have your resiliency intact and be able to stand with us. So Aunt Terry, TT, thank you for surviving. Thank you for your resilience, and thank you for being bold and brave enough to share with us here today. Can you share with us and just walk us kind of through like what that life-changing day, like walk us through it. Like what was that like for you?
Um, wow. Um, it's so strange because I I remember this that I was working that Henrico doctors in the ER on the actual day, um, the night that it happened, and I got off of work like nothing was going on. But it's so strange. Maybe around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, um, I remember getting a phone call from his wife, but when I called back, I didn't get an answer. Um, but I just felt like something was going on. I felt it. And while I was working, I'm almost sure I saw, how you can imagine seeing something. I saw a glimpse of Liesta,
Mm.
but I was working and I was, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I must be really tired. I must be really tired. But when I got that call, it was the it was like it was an out of body experience. And I remember my husband driving over to his house because he passed away right in the bed. And I'm telling you, it felt like I was living in the West End near Bird Park, and we had to go through that the 10 cent bridge. I don't know if it's 10 cent now or not. It felt like my husband was going 5 miles per hour. Seriously. And now he drives slow anyway. And I just wanted to I was like, can you please drive faster? Girl, he was doing the best he could because I was going through some changes in that car. I tell you, I felt bad about it later because I said, oh, wow, I must be. I know he thought I was going crazy, but he took so long to get there. And I just had like an out of body experience, like it wasn't happening and this is not happening. And I remember getting out of the car and I remember just passing out right on the front lawn. And I remember my dad saying, well, what did he tell me? He said this might not be true or it might not be what we think it is. Or something to that matter. He was just trying to console me. I just trying to help me. But I didn't understand what in the world he was saying. But that was a hard thing. And I remember the family going upstairs, my sisters and because I have praying sisters, and we
Oh,
we I have praying sisters, Lisa, Karen, Della, Shawanda, and matter of fact, Shawanda is the one that called me to tell me what had happened. But we went up there to see him for the last time, and we all gathered in the bedroom and we prayed. We prayed and prayed and prayed. But he just looked like he was sleeping. But that was the hardest thing that I could ever do is just to see him. just laying there like he was sleeping. Um, but we got through it, and uh, they came and picked him up and everything. But I tell you, that was the worst thing that anybody could go through. It's is to see their child and knowing that you're not going to see him again. Uh, but I just thank God that He gave me the strength to endure such pain, because it's a lot of people who cannot handle what I went through. So I thank God.
Absolutely. You
Yeah.
know, it's interesting to know how the Lord orchestrates our life. We can say what we want, we can take it how we want. Of course, at times there's some of us that, look at the deck of cards and say, hey, this is an unfair hand.
Hmm.
But what I hear you say, essentially is what the Bible tells us, right? We're not promised a perfect hand, but it's how you situate your cards that you were indeed dealt, and how you play those cards. And it seems like that such a tragic event, such an event that is
Hmm.
so hard for us to even fathom in our minds, how you even put one step in front of the other, past that. I'm just so thankful to God, that you are here with us, that you are still pushing on, though some of the days are long.
Yeah.
um, and you shared, that he was married, had a beautiful wife. I know that. Shout out to Sharonda and the children. Um, Beautiful, successful woman. Gotta go see her. I can't think of the name right now, but shout out to her. She will take care of all of your beauty supply needs. I don't care whether you're in Richmond City, Henrico County, Chesterfield County. Y'all make y'all's way to Chesterfield. Y'all go see my girl. She has everything that you need, from natural hair to all of your sewing and weave needs, and male, female, children. She got you covered. So we're gonna
Yeah.
make sure that before this is over, that we link her in. Sis, if you're here, go ahead on and tag your business. If one of the aunties or somebody is here, make sure you drop her link in the chat. But y'all got to go check her out. I'm trying to tell you, she has
Yeah.
everything.
It's True Loyalty Beauty Supply.
True Loyalty Beauty Supply.
It's right next to Food Line, straight down Iron Bridge Road.
Y'all heard that, right?
Mm-hmm. And she's doing great. I'm so proud of her. She has been a true blessing to me. True blessing.
Hey, so whether you need clucker balls and ponytail holders, whether you're a stylist and need some, I don't know what you're using, Lottie Body and Nairobi and all of that, go check her out. Y'all heard TT, aka Aunt Terry, aka Terry, drop the link. Make sure that y'all go check her out. Listen, if you are joining us live, you have questions, there's something that you want to know, we cannot guarantee that we'll get to it, but we do invite you to drop your questions, drop your thoughts, drop your comments here in the chat, and we will do the best that we can to get to them. I want to make sure that you are showing some love in the chat to our special guest tonight, Aunt Terry, aka TT. I ain't gonna try to do it. She told us earlier on. If you missed how to pronounce her last name on the live, all the more reason for you to rewind, go on back, because I ain't even gonna try to do it because I love her so much.
Oh, goodness, you can do it. Oh, cool man, comma.
Oh, cool man, comma. Oh, cool man, comma. We gonna get this thing together. Y'all wouldn't believe that after we've been on this journey and known each other for quite a while, maybe 3 years, you would think that I would know it. I've practiced it before.
Well, that's okay. That's
I'm
okay.
gonna go
That's
back. I need remedial classes.
that's
Um, we are here with Terri Okukama, um, who is such a beautiful soul, such a beautiful individual, such a resilient woman. She, if you are just joining us or joining us here recently, we are sharing on the journey that she's had with the chaos and the challenges of life and how that intersects with her faith. If you have don't know, man, y'all have no idea the type of spiritual power that is in the room, the type of destiny, the type of glory, the type of favor that is upon her life. This is indeed the Queen Mother. If you don't know now, you know. Stay tuned. Please go follow her. She is such an amazing soul, an amazing person with such an amazing journey, an amazing testimony. We are not done yet, so we still have more to get into. We're joining you here from Richmond, Virginia, two up, two down. So glad to see you here. Aunt Terri, so thankful to have you here. So thankful
so
you
be
joined.
here. This is very therapeutic for me to be able to talk and just and I'm hoping that I will be able to help others, because I truly believe God did not put me through this for no reason. I believe that my he wants me to minister to people that has gone through the same thing, and I feel like here lately, I have had to minister to a couple of people, a couple of close friends and family that has lost their sons, and I just find it to be true how God is so powerful, and He's putting these women in my path so I can help them. And I feel so honored. And I tell you, it took about 9 years for me to get where I am now. I'm stronger. I've gone through a couple of therapy sessions, which has really helped me a lot. And I have such a strong faith in God. And that is the key, having a strong faith in God and never turning your back on Him because of what has happened.
Mm.
I truly feel that, because I was thinking, the other day, God, He gives us different tests, and He sits there and He watch us exactly how we handle. And it's not going to be easy, but He's testing us. And if we pass that test, that's exactly what He wants to see. He don't want to see us crumble. He don't want to see us give up. He does not want to see us stay in the bed and stop eating and stop living. He wants us to keep going, because our my son is in a better place. He's with God. It's not easy. I'm not gonna say I have my good days and bad days, but I still know how to push through. That's very, very important. Keep on pushing.
Absolutely. You have my feet over here pitter pattering because it got good to me. And I almost wanted to holler out, preach, Reverend. Um because you're preaching to my spirit, you're preaching to my soul. And I pray that this that what she just said, that those of you that are here in the space and that connect with us later are able to grab on and hold to the glory of what she just said. In other words, what she says is, my days may be long and weary sometimes, but I'm not gonna worry in well doing, right? What she also said is, that the Lord is with us always, right? That the Lord is thy shepherd. He's
Yeah.
with us no matter where we go. What she always said is the God that she serves is shooting with her in the gym. In other words, the God that she serves is the God that's getting it with her out of the mud. In other words, no matter what it looks like, no matter the situation and the chaos, God might not always lift you up out of the situation, but God is not going to leave you nor forsake you. So therefore, God is going to get down in the midst of the nasty and the muck with you and be present with you. That's what I heard you say. That
Yes, I
even in the midst of it, God was right there,
yes.
holding your heart in her
Yeah,
hand.
yes.
My, there's such power in that. And if you're joining us and you have the opportunity to take a quick note, you heard what Queen Mother said, like the journey is not gonna be easy. But one thing that is promised is that if we can be able to navigate who we are
Mm-hmm.
and whose we are, we have access to this kind of power that allows us the opportunity to fight far uh, past what we would be able to do on our own. Not only is that true from the wisdom here in the room, but it is true because we have seen it happen time and time again. And I know we're like almost an hour into this, and it is so much, it's so robust, it's so beautiful. A couple of things, on Terry, if you will. Do we know what caused such a sudden transition um in this space?
Um, yeah, well, actually, we found out that he had pneumonia, which I didn't know. I don't think we knew. Um, and he did speak to me about having chest pain previously, um, but they couldn't find anything. But I'm not, I just don't, we don't hear much about pneumonia. Um,
Mhm.
but I guess it's something that people have and they can't make it through. Um, that's all pretty much what we know about that. But I just know that it was his time to go. It was his time. I remember at his funeral that it was so many people that came up to me and expressed that he helped them through by just talking to them and how mature he was, and he was so loved by so many.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, no. I kind of feel not kind of I feel slighted in life because I've heard from so many people what a beautiful person that Liesta we're gonna say was, but I also believe still is.
Oh
Um
yeah, his, his spirit is still here. You're right.
Absolutely.
I yeah.
I've definitely witnessed that even with just engaging with his children.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
you can definitely see that and feel that and just engaging with some of the stories and spending time with the family. I can definitely tell what a light Liesta is and
Yeah.
currently still is in this world and amongst his family.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Yeah. It gives me great joy just to see his children, how they are just growing before my eyes. And Sharonda does such a great job with them. And I mean, I couldn't ask for nothing more. Little Liesta, he's just like his dad. He looks just like him. Very, very, very smart, intelligent.
Handsome fella.
Yes, very handsome. And Leah, oh my goodness, Leah is just something else. She's just a little lady and she's
Cute.
smart. She's so much like her dad. She has his personality. So I'm just thankful that God gave me these children to hold on to. it would have been a whole lot harder for me if I didn't have them. So
Mm.
I thank God for that. I thank God.
Amen. Amen. So all right, so we've covered some ground. We've talked about a lot. You know, if we had all day and night, we could jump and jingle and just really get into depth with so much of this. So make sure that if you are connecting with us and you are thankful and appreciative of this information, this story, and this testimony, make sure that you give us some likes. Make sure that you follow us at the Ministry Church. Make sure that you follow Terri and myself. Make sure that you are sharing with Lottie Dottie and everybody. That way, we make sure to bring on Terri, TT, back with us for our women's conference to share more with us as we continue to unpack the intersections of trauma. And faith. Now, you did share with us, Aunt Terri, that Liesta is your youngest son.
Hmm.
And that he has transitioned. Now, will you share with us? Because unfortunately, this is such a tragic event. You know, one person couldn't imagine going through it one time,
Yeah.
let
Mm.
alone
Two times.
two times.
Yeah. So it's almost like
Oh,
double for your trouble, right?
yeah. Share,
Dou-
share with us. Come on, come tell the people, man. Tell the
Double
people.
for your trouble. So I got a I got a phone call last Thanksgiving saying that something has happened to your oldest son, which is Dante. And when I got that phone call, we were preparing to go to my sister house, Karen, for Thanksgiving, and I heard my daughters talking upstairs when she got the phone call. I believe my niece called her, and my whole world just it felt like the floor was taken away, and I could not believe that uh this has happened for the second time.
Yeah.
Excuse me. This this has been hard because Dante had been struggling, and I know that he didn't handle Liesta transition well. So he was depressed for some time, and I know for a fact he had a problem with self medicating, and you know we talked about it, and he said he was fine, and a part of me knew he wasn't, but he was the type of child or man to say, "Okay, I'm fine, mom. I'm fine. I'm doing good. I'm blah blah blah." And I just said, "Oh, okay." But he was struggling more than I thought he was, and he was dipping in the pot that if you dip the wrong way, it's no return.
Mhm.
So uh, I'm still,
Yeah. Just breathe and take your time. Mhm.
yeah, it's still fresh. So it was just last year, so it's still fresh. And uh, a part of me wish I could have done more to help him, but I could. So I I believe God saw that he was struggling too much, and he just told Dante, "Okay, come on home, come on home." So this has been a hard journey. It, um, mainly because these are my boys that was taken away. So it's very hard. But Dante, I really truly believe that he knew uh, that he was doing some things that wasn't probably good to do, but he just chose to maybe just put himself out of his misery. I'm not really sure, but that was a hard thing to face last year, and I started therapy back over again, because I do need help. um Coping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh. I
We stand.
think it. I didn't think it would be this hard, but as you see, I'm still broken.
Mhm.
Um, I you know, for us, for me, I am a boy mom. I don't know if you ever heard of that term before, but I'm definitely a boy mom.
Mhm.
I love my daughter. I mean, my daughter is my everything. But even the grand boys, they just have a special part in my heart that they probably could get whatever they want.
Absolutely.
But
That's again, that's one of those things that if you know, you know.
yeah, if you know, you know, and
If
that's what
you don't, you'll find out.
for boys. Yeah, I am the boy mom. The boy, I got a great godson that I love. Jermaine, he's just special. He's just special. He's very close to my heart. But yeah. So this second time around, it was a bit rough, but it's I I had to make more of the preparations with Dante that I couldn't do with Leicester, because with Leicester, my sister Shawanda took over and showed out. I tell you, she was there for me. I mean, I don't remember anything, but I'm telling you, they had everything prepared. Um, they just helped me. My family. You're not gonna find families like mine. I tell you, we are very close, very very close,
Yeah.
and I love my family. And I'm 10 years older than my sisters, so I feel like I'm the mom. I feel like I'm the mom, but they treat me really good. I tell you that. I love them. I love them to death. I believe my mother and dad, they did a great job in raising us because we are very close. And that's
Absolutely.
important. Very important. So they're very, very, very supportive. Um, and they make sure that I'm okay. But losing Dante kind of it. it's almost like starting all over again with the pain, the grief, and I had a I went through something different with Dante that I didn't really go through with Leicester, and I was angry. I was angry more so at him because I didn't understand. Uh, my first thought was I had a talk with you, Dante, and I told you that I was going through, you know, and we talked, we cried, we did everything, and I said I poured my heart out to you because I was missing your brother, and then you left me. But
Mhm.
I was angry in the beginning, but I'm getting better with that. I'm not angry anymore. I understand now, but it took a lot of therapy, um, just time, and I'm still going through therapy again because I know I shouldn't be angry with him. Because I truly believe that Dante is where he wants to be, and where he wanted to be is with his brother.
Mhm.
So he's at peace. So because he is at peace, I have to be at peace with it also. I can't be selfish, but a part of me is like, boy,
You
uh,
ain't have to do me like this. You ain't have to leave me like this.
yeah, because he was doing a great job, spending time with Lil Lee and Leah, and he was really doing well. And I was like, wow. I had one conversation with him. I said, it's time for you to step up because your brother's not here, so you got to step up. And that's all I had is one conversation, and he took it. I mean, he did a great job. So I started feeling bad about the kids, Leesta and Leah, because they lost their dad, and now they lost their uncle.
Yeah.
So it made me feel like, oh man, they're going through so much. And Sharonda aunt, she lost her son, also December the 29th. And that was a shock to us. That was a shock to us. He was a wonderful person, a wonderful man. And wow. And that was hurtful. So we're losing some good men. We're losing good men. So uh but Dante, this could have been it could have turned out a lot better, but I wanted to talk to you about what we talked about earlier about how we can try to help people that have a drug problem.
Mhm.
Um, we need help. We need for our black men to know that it's help out here. And another very important thing, Dante has a daughter, Anaya, and she couldn't even get social security. And this is very important. Our black men need to be working so their children can get the social security benefits if something ever happened to them.
Absolutely.
And I
That
didn't,
again for the people in the back.
yeah, I didn't realize that because if our black men don't work a certain amount of years, their children would get nothing when they pass away. And that happened to Anaya. And I'm sure she's not the only one that it has happened to. So we need to get this, we need to get our black men so they can get their life together and start thinking about their legacy. They have to leave something for their children.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very important.
Yeah. There was so much. I just want to first say, we're definitely holding you in our hearts. Shout out to the crew, the famous Arnold sisters for all that they do. Y'all didn't catch that. That was almost bars. But everything from event planning of all types to catering services to the best carrot souffle that you will ever taste in your entire life. Again, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. And I'm sorry, but there are definitely some gems hidden within those, within that Arnold family. Um, as well, and you shared, this space of, what it looks like to struggle, and to battle with drugs and things like that, and being able to share that sense of providing help and things like that. Um, Talk to us a little bit more about that. Like, and you also hit a really huge point, about the desire and how much we need our Black men. To make sure that we're working. Listen, one of the things that statistics shows us is that in the African American community, particularly among African American males, we are the leading ethnic group that loses value in our death. What does that mean? Aunt Terry just told us. She didn't just tell us just now, but she told us at the beginning of this opening. We do not do our due diligence to make the proper preparations for our children and for those that we leave behind in our time of transition to make sure they are taken care of well. We have too many of our brothers, and our sisters who are out there working. Is more than just that biweekly paycheck, but it also helps to, Ontario told us best, to help facilitate some of that legacy that's left behind in the event of tragic events. As kind of like a marketing punch. If you have not, I don't care how old, I don't care how young you are, take some time before January is up. Get you a will in place, get you some stuff in place because you never know the time, the place, or the hour. And we need to make sure that we are in place and space. Aunt Terry, I know we are coming to a close of our time here in a few, but if you will, do you have the space? Do you have the capacity? Do you have the know-how to kind of just share a little bit more, give more of a warning, maybe share some information with loved ones and persons that are in relationship with those that find themselves coping by way of drugs or substance abuse?
Yeah, but what I wanted to talk about more, they have a lot of help out here for people that is on drugs. They have the AA meetings. They have narcotic anonymous meetings. They have help out there, and they are doing some wonderful things out here. We offered a lot of help to Dante. They have a wonderful program in Kentucky, and I know for a fact that his father tried to get him out there. But this is something that they have to do. You can't make them do anything. Um, he just didn't want the help, but um, it's help out here. I know we were talking about well, I think we was talking about is it Richmond Behavior Health?
Mhm,
Uh,
RBHA, yeah.
yes, they have help out there. They have the Narcon injections. I think if you know people are messing with fentanyl, they need to have those Narcon injections in their home at all times. This is something that they need because we're losing too many of our black men. We're losing Caucasians also, but we're losing a lot of our black men. And I mean, we need our men around to help raise these children.
Mhm.
And one thing about fentanyl, you don't know what it's in. It could be in marijuana. I mean, that's all you need is the size of a smaller than a piece of rice, and
Absolutely.
it will kill you. And if you're using drugs all by yourself, how do you expect for someone to help you? You can't give yourself the narcon injection because you're doing drugs all by yourself, right? So it's
Absolutely.
just something to think about. It's something to think about. Um, and I do want to help others. And I'm hoping that this testimony tonight has been very helpful. You can always reach out to me if you want to talk privately. Ask me any questions, whatever you need. I am here. But I truly believe in therapy, and I truly believe in having faith in God. That's the only way you can make it through. That's what I'm doing every day. I'm praying. I'm just asking God for strength because I've lost my boys, but I know I have to live for my grandchildren, my family, my daughter. I have people that is dependent on me, so I cannot give up. You cannot give up. You have to keep pushing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we will have resources following. Um, well, we'll make a post following this video broadcast for those that are in need for recovery treatment facilities. If you are in need of Narcan, there are some trainings that you can access, not just in the city of Richmond but nationwide, if you or someone uses at any point, even if it's to a minimum. Um, as we get ready to come to our stopping point, Terry, you made so many great testaments of faith. You shared intimate space with us about your journey through motherhood as a mother that has lost two sons, who still has a daughter and grandchildren among us. You've shared with us those hills and those valleys of those challenges of time. Before we close today, can you share with us how your faith has been either strengthened or weakened during these two tragic events? We know, as we've seen from our neighbors and those of us even in our own lives, excuse me, that that situations and circumstances have a way of playing out in our lives. They can either they can cause us to go one way or another, or to act in one way or another, or so forth and so on. It can strengthen us, it can weaken us. Can you share with us what your faith journey has looked like, not just after losing one son,
Mhm.
but two?
I feel like my faith journey has gotten stronger um, because by losing the first son, it made me so much stronger. It it felt like when I lost Dante, I was able to jump in and do the preparations, and it felt like it was a little bit easier for me because I've already been through this once. So
Mhm.
I had this extra strength that I didn't know I had at all, but I was able to push through and handle things a little bit better. Um, so I don't know if God had prepared me for this time. It was 9 years later, and I believe He prepared me for a time like this. Um, I always had in the back of my mind that, uh, I hope nothing happened to him. Uh, but I was scared. I was scared. I had fear that if he doesn't change his ways, that something would happen. So I was already on the ledge there, thinking, well, what if? No, he's fine. He's not. So I always had a little fear there. Um, but the long run of this is that God is good, and I did not lose my faith. It made me stronger in Him, and I will continue to praise God no matter how bad it gets. Um, I have hope, and that's all I can say. It's I would never turn my back on God because He still has me here. I had cancer back in 2020, and I'm in remission. I'm doing great.
Yeah.
I've had I have had some health problems, but I'm still here. I'm still here, and that's because of God. He know He's keeping me here, because I am the Queen Mother.
Yes.
I am the Queen Mother, and I got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of work to do. So right now, I want to make sure my mom and dad is fine. I want to do some more traveling. So I got things that I want to do. I'll be retiring in about 5 more years.
Okay.
So I got things I want to do, and God knows why I'm still here. So I would never turn my back or anything on God, no matter how. I mean, I have been through a lot, as you know. Losing children is not easy, but I'm still pushing. So I know one person told me, you might have lost your son, but people lose their children every minute. You are
Mm,
not alone.
yeah.
You are not alone. I want to give a shout out to Lisa Scales, uh, and Danette Bailey and Dion Clark. They are my sisters, and they all lost their sons.
Mm,
And I have been there, um, with them, and we cry together, and we are a we have a special bond. But they are strong, beautiful women, and I just want to let them know that I love them and I will be there for them. Just because I went through this, I believe God has prepared me to help others. And that's what I want to do. I want to be a help to others in any way that I can.
Ashe, Ashe. You've heard it straight from the mouth of the Queen Mother. Listen, all I'm gonna say is you got a few minutes to ask questions in the chat, to send any special uh thoughts of anything like that to Queen Mother. If you know what I know, you'll get why the getting is good. Because you don't even understand who we have in our presence. We are so honored and so thankful, y'all. We've been able to spend this time with Queen Mother for the past hour and a half. We have not even began to scratch the surface of what is inside of this vessel. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like guys, you to know her is to be blessed by her. You only got a little bit. I encourage you to go follow her. I encourage you to stay tuned because we got to have her back again. I mean, we just got a little bit, and we look forward to having TT and Terri back with us here for another round, and having her back with us in during our women's conference, which will be in the second weekend of March here in Richmond, Virginia. We've been so enriched. We've just gotten to the surface. If you have anything, any well wishes that you would like to add or support here for the Queen Mother, for Terri, please do so. She does have several other ministry organizations. She is a business owner as well. Terry, can you share with us the name of your business and how we find your business, what you do, all that good
Um,
stuff?
yes, it's called Tina African Designs. I sell bracelets, earrings, and a couple of garments. I sell handbags also. Tina African Designs. Um, you can reach out to me. I'm going to give my email address. TerriTraore at gmail.com. That's how you can reach out to me.
All right, did y'all get that? Did y'all get that? Get that in the chat. Make sure you reach out to her. She is tagged here on this live stream. So if you need to reach out to her via Facebook as well, you can also do so that way. Make sure you check in with her. Make sure you connect with her. Man, I'm just trying to tell you, this has just been a little glimpse of the blessing and the gem. It's no doubt in my mind that the divine has not placed something deep down on the inside of you that has just been waiting to ignite in a chemical combustion that impacts and impacts um, that impacts so many people's lives and just acts as a ray of light in the midst of darkness to so many people. It is definitely, definitely a gift to be able to minister out of your trauma, out of your own hurt, out of your own chaos, so that somebody can be better by your testimony. So we are so thankful of the light that God has placed deep down on the inside of you so that you could be a light to someone else in their dark space. For we know that darkness cannot survive where there is light, and we are the light. We shall not be hidden. God has placed something deep down on the inside of us. Our troubles and our struggles are not meant for us, but our troubles and our struggles are meant to be a testimony to help someone else, a testimony to
Mm.
talk someone else back off the ledge, a testimony to speak life back into the dead bones, into the dry bones. It's found in the book of the prophet Isaiah. Can these dry bones live again? This is, I'm sorry, Ezekiel. This is after the people of Israel have found themselves in so much death and so much turmoil and so much calamity and so much chaos and so many challenges that in this particular vision, it seems like there was nothing but hopelessness surrounded around all of the people in the in the midst of the desert. And God speaks out to the prophet and asks the prophet, can these dry bones live again? And the
Mm.
prophet's response is, Lord, only you know. And then the divine begins to give the prophet instructions on breathing and restoring and speaking to this dry bones. I don't know who this message is for today, but if
Mm.
you have found yourself in a space of a valley of dry bones, if you have found yourself in a space of and in the grief cycle of losing a child, whether you are male or female, no matter how old or no matter how young, if you need a space, if you need someone that can walk alongside of you to be the facilitator, to breathe the breath of the Holy Spirit back into the dry places of your heart and into your life. Guess what? You do not have to walk that path alone. We are here. We have people like Terry, like Queen Mother, that will walk alongside of you, who God has graced, who God has already sent to the dry bone, that can speak to your dead places, that can walk alongside of you as a vessel of God's everlasting breath and living word, that can speak to those places, to speak to that hurt that you never thought that you would come to again, to speak to that joy that has been lost, to those that days and nights that you feel as though you will never be the same for whatever you have lost. There are people such that will walk alongside of you and help you to reclaim everything that the devil has stolen from you. So if you will, join me in a moment of prayer before we have closing thoughts from our guest speaker on today. Spirit of the living divine, we thank you. We thank you for loving us so much that no matter what it looks like, you still love and you still care about us. We thank you Divine One, that you have placed people in our lives to walk alongside of us in all of the heavy burdens that we carry. We thank you on this day that you have not allowed us to die and lose our lives to the grave. That grave could not hold us even when life's challenges tried to take us out. God, but we also say thank you for those that you have rescued in the battle and the challenges, those in which you have called home and you have said the battle is no longer yours, those that have surrendered their lives unto you, no matter what it looks like or no matter what it feels like. God, we say thank for accepting our sisters and our brothers, our children, our sons and our daughters, our nieces and our nephews with open arms into the gates of heaven, oh God. We ask, oh Lord, that the comforter that you are, you meet those that are in the process of grieving and whose hearts are heavy, who are missing their children in the rooms next to them, who are missing their children and their loved ones on Sundays for Sunday dinner and for special occasions, for those that are missing their fathers and their mothers. God of comfort, we declare and decree that peace meets those households and those families right now in the mighty name of Jesus. May the God of comfort hold each and every heart in the cradle of your arms, allowing space for one to crawl up into your lap and lay in Mother God's bosom. God, we thank you. We trust you with every ounce of us, even when we feel forsaken, even when we feel forgotten, even when we feel thrown out and as if the hand that one was dealt was unfair. What we trust is that you are not a God that will leave us, that you are a God that will go before us and fight with us, that you will get it down with us in the nooks and cranny in the mud. God, guide those that are walking alongside of people grieving in this space. Give us the right words and the right heart and the right posture, oh God, to be careful to take tender care of those hearts. God, be our provision, be our healer, and be our mighty counselor. It is in the divine's name that we can grant, that we claim your healing and your provision and your guidance. And all the people of God say, Amen, Amen, and
Amen. Wow. T, I tell you, this has been a beautiful opportunity to have me. I really appreciate it. This has been very therapeutic. I can't thank you enough. We have a very special bond. Very special bond. You're a beautiful light, beautiful person, and I love you. And just thank you again. I really haven't done a podcast just me by myself. I've done like a group before. I was very nervous, but God came through and he helped me along. So that hour and it didn't feel like we've been talking that long.
oh, this is how we do on the phone though too. This
Yeah, but yeah, but I'm just very thankful to you to give me the opportunity to speak and minister and try to help someone who has lost their children or husband or mom and dad. It doesn't matter. I just want to be a vessel to help others, to help others. Um, and yeah, believe me, I've said so much. My I will see my boys again. Um, my baby boys. I call them babies, but they are men. I will see my men again. But right now, I know they are in God's hands and they are being taken care of. So we have to take care of the ones that we have here that's still living.
yeah.
That's very important. Very important. And I just want the men to start doing better with working, taking care of their children, build a legacy, um, just do what they can do, because these are beautiful children out here, and they need help. So just in case one parent go, they need help. So that's pretty much where I want to leave it. Hopefully, I had talked to you about doing going out and giving the narcon injections in different communities, and maybe we can talk about that with the Straight Talk group that we belong to. That might be good if we can do like a weekend and just go through the different communities and just pass them out if we can get them from Richmond Behavior Health. So that's something that I want to work on.
Absolutely, absolutely. And friends and family alike, this is something, what she's speaking of are these injections that help to counter drug overdoses. So this is an injection that um is something that we should have on us, regardless of what neighborhood, regardless of what our family makeup is. You never know when you're going to be at a stoplight and run into someone, or amongst your own family or in your own household. So this will help. So we will definitely keep your ears and your eyes out. Make sure that you are following us on all platforms. Follow us here. Terri is linked. I'm linked. Also, make sure that you follow the ministry on Facebook and on Instagram. We are so excited and thankful that you have joined us, joined the ministry church here for this time of the podcast, of the pod, Place of Deliverance, where we share in testimony on how we've made it over and how we're still making it over, so that our testimonies can be a blessing and enrich the lives of someone else. Again, thank you so much, Sister Terri, Queen Mother, for joining us, for sharing it with us. Listen, family and friends, I'm telling you now, this is not the last time you have heard from her, that you have heard her story. You will see her again for our panel conversation, for our Victory Women's Conference. Scheduled for March the 7th and 8th. Yes, we have a date, March 7th and 8th. Make sure that you follow us. Tickets will be going on sale soon. You do not want to miss this night packed with more powerful people and voices of God. Great night of praise and worship and fellowship, and just creating support and space for us as women to hold not each other's back, but each other's back, front, sides, and straighten our crown, and be able to worship and celebrate in victory. Listen, again, if you or someone that you know are struggling with one, drug addiction, abuse, or alcohol abuse or misuse, please feel free to inbox us. We do have resources, not just local to Richmond, Virginia, but nationwide resources. We would love to help you, not help you, but we would love to walk alongside with you as you make these decisions for your life. If you or someone you know are is currently working through the grieving processes of loss, interested in counselors or mental health support, you can also send a direct message or a private message. We'll be more than happy to share those resources with you as well. Queen Mother, do you have any final words before we peace out tonight?
Oh wow! Always have faith in God, and it's nothing too big that you cannot overcome. Just have faith and hope. And I love you all. Thank you for listening to my story. I really appreciate it. I hope it has helped someone. I hope it has helped someone. This has been therapeutic for me. It feels like that the heaviness has been lifted. Um, so this has helped me more than you know. I just want to thank you all for listening, and I just appreciate it. I just appreciate the time that you all took out of your busy day, evening, night to just listen and just be with T and TT. Thank you so much. I love you all.
Thank you again, folks, for joining us. If this has blessed your spirit, please feel free to hit that share button. Feel free to hit the like button as well. If you would like to donate to the efforts of the Ministry Church RVA so that we can keep podcasts and things like this going, please feel free to send your donation via Cash App at $ TMCRVA. If you would like to donate or sponsor Queen Mother, aka Terri, aka TT, and the efforts that she has going on and outreach efforts, as well as being a vital part and partner in the lives of her grandchildren, you can also feel free to send donations for her as well to via Cash App at I'm sorry, $TMCRVA. And in the fourth section, just put Terri, TERRI, and anything that is sent in will be sent as such. Again, that's $TMCRVA, and in the fourth section, Terri, TERRI, as in Isaac. Listen, we appreciate you rocking with us today. If you or someone you know has a story that can help people find their way back in from hopelessness to hope, from trauma to faith, please feel free to comment on this thread, inbox me. We would love to have them up on the podcast, in the pod, Place of Deliverance. Also, make sure that you visit my Facebook page or Instagram page. Join us for prayer every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You will find that link pinned at the top of my Facebook and Instagram page. You can also click right in and join us on Linktree, TMCRVA, for links to pray with us at 7 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let me tell you, it is just a holy place. We've seen God do some incredible things over the past year and some change that we have been praying together there faithfully over this time. If you are in Richmond, Virginia, and you are still without water, we are praying with you and for you. If you have water needs, please feel free to inbox me and we will do the best that we can to help meet those needs. Hey, I have one final thing. You ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Always remember, I love you, God loves you, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. Till next time, friends, take care of yourself and each other. Peace.